Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fulton Street Beats. It is that time. It's the time where we go outside, we grab the Les Paul out of the snow. But first, let's answer a couple questions that I received about this. First of all, a lot of people got mad because I put this Les Paul in the snow and in the elements. And they asked why. I don't see the purpose. I don't understand why. Fulton Street Beats, why would you do that to that poor guitar? Oh my God, there's kids starving in Ethiopia who are dying to play a guitar. Why didn't you just send it to them? Well, there's a lot of assumptions out there. And those assumptions may be incorrect. Maybe I'm incorrect. This is a test to see if a Chibson Les Paul from AliExpress can, in fact, handle extreme conditions. Because, well, everybody says that they're junk and they're plywood and the necks warp and everything's horrible about them. And we hear all these, well, repeated rumors, fallacies, and lies over and over about them. Yeah, okay, it's got a name on the headstock that a lot of people consider taboo. And a lot of people have a problem with. So stop. I understand. You don't like that. That's fine. I don't need to hear a billion things in the comment section about it. We are very well aware of what the 20%ers think about these guitars. However, facts speak volumes, and we're going to find out if this guitar actually held up in extreme weather conditions. Now, when I say extreme weather conditions, I tried to get some lake effect on this thing. Now, not that I was using weather modification to bring any storms over the house, but we were supposed to get some lake effect this beginning of this week, and we didn't. But it did get very cold. So we started out with this guitar in the teens and below zero, and then we went up to close to 30, 32 degrees. And then now we're really cold again, bitter cold. I did move the guitar from the tree. And that's because I was going to bring the guitar in after 7 days. And I put a poll up. Guys, should we go 10? Should we go 10 days? Just to see, because maybe 7 days isn't long enough for the people who really want this thing destroyed. Or are hoping that something is wrong with it. I don't know if anything's wrong with it yet. I haven't really looked. We're going to go out. We're going to check this thing. But you're going to want to watch this. You're going to want to seriously stay tuned right now because we're going to do something else to this guitar before we even really get into trying to play it. Stay right there. This may very well piss you off or make you smile from ear to ear. Stay right there. You guys might be asking yourself, Fulton, what are you doing out here in the snow? What are you doing out here in the cold? Well, it's about 19, 20 degrees out. And we're going to see just how durable a Chibson is. Are they really junk or can they stand to take some abuse? So we're going to go down this path. This is going to be fun. We're going to take this Randy Rhoads Chibson and we're going to leave it outside for a week in the low teens and even sub-below temperatures. And it's all tuned up. And we'll see what happens to this guitar after a week when we come back and check this guitar out. Now, keep this in mind. This guitar has already suffered some abuse. Look at this neck. That's right. This guitar fell 10 feet from the top of my balcony to the bottom floor below, and it still stays in tune remarkably. I sanded the neck because it appeared to have a crack, and that was just in the finish, but it did crack the side of the fretboard right here in the binding. So it does have some damage already, but it's still an outstanding playing, outstanding sounding guitar. Let's take this, let's set this way over here by this tree and see how it holds up. It's all freshly tuned up too, so we'll check the tuning when we come back. Let's see what type of damage the extreme cold does to a Chibson. That should do it. Okay, day 2, Monday, January 6th. We're going to go out here and look at the guitar. It's still up against the tree. Right now, it is about -4 with the wind chill. 8 degrees and -4 with the wind chill. It's cold out here. Let's check this thing out. Here we go. It hasn't snowed any, but as you can see, we got ice buildup on the fretboard, and the snow is packed right in there now. So we're not going to touch this. I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't see any cracking that's visible right now. Yeah, there it is. So day 2 check-in. I think it's almost 4. Might be almost 4, but -4 with a wind chill, and it does get wind back here. So there it is. Okay, day 3. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon with the wind chill right now. It is about -2 degrees Fahrenheit. And it looks like some snow melted off this thing yesterday. And but then got cold again. So there's some snow missing. Doesn't seem like there's as much ice on the head or on the fretboard, but let's take a look. Here it is. There's still some ice on the headboard or the fretboard. There's our headstock, and we're going down through. So this thing is heating up and cooling down, melting. So water is definitely getting in there. -2 right now, very, very cold. That is not a crack right there. That is just a piece of I don't know what. But it's still shiny. I think the way to achieve maximum effectiveness is just leaving it up against this tree. Day 3, we have 4 more days to go, and then I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to heat up the oven to 250 degrees, and we're going to super warm this thing. Yeah, that's right. We're going to see what happens when we go from extreme cold to extreme heat. 250 degrees. We'll leave it in there for about, I don't know, 10 minutes maybe. And of course we can't fit the whole thing in. It's going to be the body, but we'll see what happens to it. All right, day 3. Friday, and it's in the low 20s. It's been 0 or below every night. Today's probably the warmest day we've had. So we're on day 6. Tomorrow is day 7. And as you can see, we haven't touched anything. Other than me checking on it every day. My prints are not going up to it today because I haven't been there yet. But let's go over and see what's going on with it. I don't see anything too crazy going on with it. I don't see any cracks or anything like that. It's frets are still nice and smooth. This is a bound guitar too. The frets are bound. So I don't see any discolorations or anything like that. So far so good. A lot of people kind of got on my case and they said, Mike, why are you not burying it in the snow? And there's a reason I'm not burying it in the snow. This is why. Simply because if I bury it in the snow, there's not going to be a temperature variation. It's going to stay very stable. And that kind of defeats the purpose of the experiment. I want the temperatures to rise, fall, from extreme cold to just regular cold. The sun is on it right now, so obviously the surface of that, you can see the snow is melting off of it compared to what it was, because it did have a bunch of snow on it and it had ice on the fretboard. Now it doesn't. So here's the surprise. I'm going to take this thing inside tomorrow and do something kind of crazy to it. And then we're going to see if it still works, if it still functions, if anything's warped, if the neck's worked, did it fall apart? Do Chibsons really fall apart? Like all the cork sniffers say that they do. All the guitar snobs, do they fall apart? Are they really junk? Is their wood inferior to magical Gibson wood? Let's find out. Who knows? Maybe they're right. So one more night. I think we're going to be at about 0 tonight. Maybe a little bit above that. But one more night and we'll see what happens. But tomorrow, you'll be seeing this video then though. You'll see this guitar go through one other torture test for now. And maybe we'll continue the testing on this guitar to see what it actually takes to destroy a Chibson from AliExpress. Okay, guys, you asked for it. You got it. I did a poll. I said, should we leave this guitar out here for another few days? Should we go 10 days? And 65% of you voted, let's go 10 days. And you might be in some luck. So the guitar's still out here up against a tree. The temperature has changed dramatically. It's went from, well, low teens to well below 0, and now we're in about 28, 30 degree range and snowing, and we're about to get lake effect. It's under a tree, and I want this thing to be, well, exposed to even more elements. So the temperature has fluctuated up and down quite a bit. Is there any damage to the guitar? I don't know. I'm not really going to check it out. I'm going to turn you guys around here. There it is over there. Okay, so it's got some more snow buildup on it again. It's melted. It's got more on it. It iced up the other day, and then now we're getting some snow on it again. So let's go out here, grab this thing. I'm gonna take this out into my side yard and put it up against the fence because it gets more snow out there. It's more apt to get, well, if it accumulates, it's more apt to get snow all around this thing. And I think that that will be the best test rather than be underneath this very, 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 very big, tall, large tree that is way, way, way up there. Rather than do that, let's put it up against a fence in the side yard. Then I can peek out my side window and keep an eye on it all night long. Now, I'm not going to touch nothing. I'm not going to bring it inside. I'm going to take this out right now and put it in the side yard. Let's do that. Alright guys, here we are, side yard, next to the pool, and we got it right here. There it is. So, it's sit there, and we're going to keep it. As you can see, nothing's changed, just where I grabbed it by the neck and the snow came off, but yeah, we're good to go. And now, I'll be able to see this from the house, just looking out the window, and keep an eye on it. We usually get a lot of snow in this area, so I think that'll work out fine. This is the last night. We're going to come back and check on this tomorrow, bring it inside, see if there's any damage. People keep telling me that that neck is going to twist up like a pretzel. I keep hearing all kinds of stuff, but is it? Let's see how this fake Les Paul holds up. Is it built just as good as a regular Les Paul? One with the real G? Let's find out, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, guys. Here we are. It is, I think, 13 degrees out right now. I think. I'll put a screenshot up of the temperature, current temperature. There's the guitar. As you can see, it's covered with snow and a lot of ice accumulation right now. Let's go over and check it out and see what this thing is like. Okay, we had some critters out here, I see. Well, there we go. It is covered with a dusting. There's some ice in there also. I don't know if you can pick that up. But I can't really see much because it's covered in snow. This is not a guitar that I did not care about. This is actually a guitar that I do care about. And that's the point of this test, to see if my faith in this guitar is as high as it should be. So we're actually at day 11. So I lied. I said 10 days, but we're actually at day 11. I was hoping we were going to get some lake effect last night, but we didn't. Supposed to get some tonight, but I've let this drag out enough. So let's bring this in the house, and I have something special in store for you guys. Now first off, there we go. Let's grab it. Ooh, she's frozen. We got frozen dirt and pine tree stuff on the bottom here. The back is definitely pristine, except for where I sanded this guitar before. Okay. All right. Let's take this in and check it out. Okay, guys, the wife's going to have a fit. Now let's get this stuff off in the sink over here real quick. So I get the trees and whatnot, leaves off of this thing. Bear with me. Quite a few stuck on there. And as you can see, there's still snow all over it. She froze into it pretty good. How are we going to get this snow off of here? I got an idea. I have an oven, well, that's heated up now to about 200 degrees. So what do you say we put this in the oven? Let's do that. There we are. Let's do that. Let's turn up the heat a little bit. There we go. And just so you guys know, they'll not cut this or anything, let's take you over and we'll show you exactly what's going on here. Yeah. Let's torture it some more. Let's heat it up drastically here. So our temperature's falling off now, so we're going to turn that heat up and see what we can get it up to. Let's make this guitar go through some more torture. Extreme warm-up. How's that? See what happens to it. So there we go. Okay, extreme heat. It's in the oven. Oven is set to 350. We can't keep it in too long because we don't want to melt plastic, but it's going to be an extreme heat up. That's for sure. Hey, I told you guys this would be exciting, right? Direct out of the snow into the oven. And, well, it's got to be junk. It's got to fall apart. Let's set the timer and see. Let's set this timer. And there we go. Set the timer. We'll keep it in for 5 minutes, maybe longer. All right, stay right there. Keep this on the timer. And be right back. Okay, so we're at 5 minutes at 350. Let's crank it up to 400 for a few minutes longer because we still have ice. So cold, we still have ice on this guitar. Keep in mind the door is open, so 400 is not 400. We're going to be realistic because 400 degrees would melt plastic. So we have to keep the internal temperature to around 200, and that's where we're at right now, actually. So we'll right there, 375. We're at 200 degrees inside according to the thermometer, and I think we can maintain that, but I'm going to show you real quick. That ice, that's a big hunk of ice right there, and it's not coming off and melting too easily. We're going on 6 minutes. 7 minutes. And the ice is starting to dissipate a little bit, well, quite a bit actually. And no signs of cracking that I see. Now, question while this is cooking, would your Gibson handle this abuse? Would your Gibson handle this abuse? Could your Gibson go from extreme temperatures without any issues? I don't know if this one is yet, so just ask in the comment section. Would your Gibson, well, I know you'd never do that to a Gibson, but it's so well built, would it withstand this abuse of 11 days in extreme cold and right into a very warm oven immediately after? Immediately. But we haven't plugged it in, we haven't checked it out. We don't know. Maybe the neck is warped to hell. Maybe the body is so twisted like a pretzel we won't recognize it when it's done. Hell, maybe that plywood will just shrink and melt into a pile of dog shit. I don't know. We'll have to see. By the way, it's not plywood, it's mahogany, but I know it's not as good as that Magical Forest mahogany, but nonetheless, it is a classification of mahogany, so we'll have to see. What about those junk electronics? How will they fare with all that water going into the cavities and melting all over it? And hell, maybe even those junk Chibson strings might break on us. I'm not sure yet. I don't know, we'll have to see. Okay guys, as we approach the 10-minute mark, if you could take a minute, hit that like button, share, subscribe. I do these videos for you. A lot of people might not get them, they might not understand them, might come across as really harsh. But that's just my nature. I am the type of person who proves things. I just don't talk. I prove them. And when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. When I'm right, I'm right. And hopefully we can all, well, see that on this channel. I get called a lot of names by a lot of people. And what I like to do is with those people is always, well, if they're telling me I'm wrong, I like to test things and show who's right or wrong, me, them. I think you all deserve to know that. And if you think this is guitar abuse or something like this really, really bothers you, this is definitely not the channel for you. Definitely not. As a matter of fact, you should skip by this channel every time you see it because things are going to make you angry if little things like this, well, set you off. This is a very interesting experiment, and this is to show how well built a Chibson guitar can be. Now, this particular guitar was ordered off of AliExpress. This was a custom order for me. I ordered this guitar my way before everybody says it's banana yellow. I know it's yellow. A lot of people say the same thing and they regurgitate. We have a video out about a VOS Randy Rhoads guitar, and that's what this is meant to resemble. And the VOS Randy Rhoads guitar gets very yellow with age. Well, since 1971, it'd be very, very, very yellow today. This is how they age. And even the Gibson version of the VOS is very, very yellow. Almost the exact color yellow due to, well, ultraviolet rays and age on the nitro that they used back then. The nitro that they used then and that they use now is different. It is not the same. And that's why they turn extremely, extremely yellow. Even poly will yellow on white or cream guitars, by the way, so don't think they won't. They will. But that's this guitar in a nutshell. This guitar is really, really cool to me. I wanted this guitar. When it fell off my balcony 11 feet, I was mortified. Oh my God. When I went down and I saw that crack in the back of the neck, wow, my heart sunk because it's one of my, well, better playing, feeling guitars. It sounds good. I didn't have to do anything to this guitar. Now that being said, here's the thing. When I sanded the neck down, because I wanted to see, it said a finished crack, it was a finished crack. A finished crack and the neck was fine, but there is a little crack in the side of the neck binding from where it took the hit. But it stayed stable tuning. The guitar was still one of the most stable tuned guitars that I have, and that's with the cheap Chibson tuners. So I kept it that way. And it really took a lot for me to put this guitar to this test. But if I don't do it, who's gonna? Who's gonna show that the Chibson folklore, that they're all junk, is just not true? And we've proven that time and time again here, but never extreme. We can hear the water running off this thing now. Ooh, big time. So, oh yeah, you can hear it. You guys hear that? Let me get you in there. Let's look at the temperature. So we're over 200 degrees, so we're going to back it down a little bit because we are well over 200 degrees. As you can see, right over there is the temp, guys. Not the one on the right, the one on the left. That's how it rises. So we are 13 minutes in, and you can see and hear, oof, it's getting sketchy, right? So let's close her up. 350. Okay, going back. We got to keep that temperature on this thing right around 200 degrees. We can't melt our plastic. That's one thing we cannot do. So let's just keep it going. So I know what you're all thinking. The oven's not really on. I'm lying. No way is this happening. So let's do this, guys. Just so you're aware. I'm no Chef Boyardee, but let's see if this egg cooks. Let's turn up the heat. 400 degrees. Warm, 17 minutes. We're at 20 minutes. 20 minutes. So, just so you guys understand, this is no joke, and we're about to take this guitar out. I think it's seen enough. We got an egg cooking in here, and it's literally cooking. So, I'm going to take the heat, back it down a little bit to 300. We'll let it go for a few more minutes, and then pull this thing out, and I can tell the water not only is dripping off, but the guitar is drying off completely, and we had a big thick chunk of ice on there. This is interesting. 20 minutes, 21 minutes now. Boom, 21. All right, guys, there we go. I think that is going to be good enough. Take this out. I got some water dripping off of it. I hope you guys can see this. I gotta put this in the sink. Ooh, this guitar is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Hot to the touch. hot to the touch. So I'm going to bring this over to you guys. Here's the back. Very wet, right? Look at all the moisture on the back of this thing. Let me back you out a little bit here. There we are. There it is. Real time. Ooh, hot up by the neck. Oh, next. The thing is hot, guys. It is hot. Plastic hasn't melted, I don't think. I'm holding it by the neck. Probably I shouldn't be doing that. But let's sit this over here and let this cool off so I can touch it because it's too hot to touch. Unbelievable. Okay. I know. I support the neck, but I put it in the oven. It makes no sense. I get it. I get it. So I'm going to go, let's look at this guitar. I don't want to break time. I want to show you guys this in real time, actually. So let me bring you over here. And let's check this guitar out here. What do we got? All right, guys. And there it is. And guys, it's hot. Let's get this crap off of it. Now, would you do this to your Gibson? Would your Gibson handle this? So first thing I'm going to do is check frets. We have no fret sprout on here at all. Nothing. I haven't broke camera, guys. This is real world results. This guitar was tuned up before we put it out. I dragged it through the snow. I even tipped it over and played around with it for a little bit. I'm just trying to keep in mind I still like this guitar. This is still my my baby. Especially if it survives this. Let's take a man, it's still hot. Hold on. Actually, you know what? Let me get that. I left that egg in here for a minute, so let's get that out too. Just so you know, that's our egg. Hopefully I didn't took it out directly. I might not have showed you, but there's the egg. So yeah, it's warm in there. And thermometer. Yeah, she's up there, guys. It's going down now, dropping drastically, but it was just over, well over 200. I had the oven set at 400 for a short period of time. And that was really hot. The thermometer actually spiked and went off the charts, but it's hot in there. So I'm going to shut the oven down now, and we'll conclude this test. I'm not sure what I took it out at, but we'll go back and check that out. But I know we're pushing 23 minutes, I think, 22. But there's that. All right, guys, I got to let this cool. It's hot. Ooh, the metal. Okay. It's cooling. It's starting to cool, though. I don't see any melting of the plastic. Ooh, the brass is hot. Knobs all feel good. Everything feels good. Oh, I'm excited to plug this thing in. I want to see where the tuning is on this thing. Like, in real time, right? You guys want this in real time? All right, let's take this up to the studio. I don't want to break on this, so I'm going to keep it right on the guitar because people will call me a liar if I don't. So I'm going to keep it right on the guitar. Okay, guys? Let's take this through. Still letting it cool. Still got my mitt on, okay? Hold on here. Hold on. Let's go up to my little studio. There we are. Let's go in here. And I'm going to sit that someplace where it's not going to melt anything. I don't think it's hot. I think it's cooling down enough now, though. It stayed hot longer than I thought. So there's that. Let me get some light in here. Okay. And I'm going to keep you on this for a few minutes because I got to grab my tripod because it's downstairs. So how do I do this? Let me do this. You ready? There we go. So I'm going to keep you right there. Let me grab my tripod and I'll be right back. Okay, guys, I'm going to set you up on the tripod. I am not breaking because you really need everything in real time, right? So I had to speed up, of course, the time lapse there. But there we go. Okay. So, you know, I'm sure, I'm still getting leaves on my floor. I'm sure that this is, hey, she's just warm to the touch now. Wow, it's pretty crazy. My beads are getting wet. Okay, let me wipe this thing off so all the moisture's off at least. Okay, you ready? Did my Randy Rhoads Chibson withstand the torture test? That is the question. Okay. Let's see. Well, how far out is it? How far out is it? I am in a little bit of disbelief myself. Let me turn this distortion off here. Okay, guys, it's still sounding pretty good. Good enough? I don't know. Let's see, quick. Check tuning again. Tuning is very stable. Yes, sir. I'm digging it. There we are. It's fun, right? That's enough, right? Guys, that's just turning on a basic setting and rocking and rolling. Oh, guys. And still in tune. Action's perfect. There's no dead strings. There's no dead strings. It's all good, guys. So, did it pass the test? Did the old Chibson pass the test? Damage-wise, guys, I'm seeing no damage other than what was on it when I dropped it from the balcony. This guitar has just made it to the wall of fame. I love it. No, you can't have it. It's not for sale. This is still one of my favorites. And we'll let it sit for another week and come back and see if it's still in tune. Because one thing about this guitar, it's always, when it sits, it always stays in tune. Nothing's been done to this guitar except for me adding the brass poker chip and the brass switch tip and the brass covers on the back. Maybe in a week we'll come back and look inside and see if the electronics are cruddied up or corroded or anything like that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Extreme temperatures for 11 days. Cold, snow, wind, up and down temps from well below zero to the low 30s. And then immediately in a hot oven for over 20 minutes. Would your Gibson survive? All right, guys. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. And I'll be talking to you soon. I'm going to play this a little bit more. You guys rock and roll. Bye.